We're looking at Kingdom Plantae, still in the domain Eukarya, and we are looking at multicellular organisms that carry out photosynthesis. These guys have adapted to living on land. These next couple of topics are really going to go into that evolution of them adapting to transitioning from an aquatic, wet environment to having structures to allow them to live on land, this quite dry environment. The study of plants, the scientific study of plants, is called botany. So here I can actually see this timeline, this evolutionary timeline, beautifully mapped out. Here I have an ancestral green algae, which I'll discuss. We've seen some adaptations appear, so on the timeline. First terrestrial adaptations, then we have origin of vascular tissue. I'll discuss all these in detail. Then we have the origins of seeds coming up. Seeds are going to help with reproductive events. Next up, we're going to have the origin of flowers. Many years later, we see that beautiful adaptation that's as well going to help with pollination and reproductive events of these beautiful angiosperms that we're going to discuss. What this timeline does give you and groups out beautifully, here I can see highlighted the different groups with those adaptation events that occur. I will be discussing the bryophytes, ferns, and other seedless vascular plants. So vascularization comes up in this group, but they don't have seeds. Gymnosperms, and then we'll finish off with the beautiful angiosperms. So first up, plants moved from an aquatic environment to living on land. This adaptation, or these adaptations, I should say, occurred over time to allow for that. We're talking about structure and support here for the plant to be able to live in this dry environment. Specialized organs ended up coming about in order to provide these functions. A root and shoot system was developed. And for roots, I'm talking about soil portion. So we can see these beautiful branched out roots here that are going to help increase surface area for absorbing those vital nutrients for that plant to survive. So we have different structures here. And then shoot is upright. The shoot system is that kind of more erect, rigid, structures to allow for promoting that upgrowth. We have leaves that are going to help with photosynthesis, all these different structures. Lignin coming about, wood that's going to help that plant become rigid, help with that root and shoot system. The stomata, we see the stomata end up occurring over the timeline. The somata, remember, Latin for mouth, this is going to help with gas exchange, oxygen and carbon dioxide entering and leaving. Vascularization comes about along the timeline, is basically having a transport mechanism for vital nutrients. So think of our own vascular system. We have blood moving through our vascular system. We've got blood vessels allowing for that transport. And we have other different things that are moving around our body. Plants as well has this, certain plants have these vascularization structures that are going to help promote that transport. I'm talking about the xylem and phloem, which will come up later on in the lecture. Then reproductive structures, protection of that delicate growing embryo, and we're talking about seeds and ovaries being the primary structures that are going to help with that to promote future generations.